Hey everyone, welcome back to the Caleb Davis Show. I am your host, Caleb Davis. With me as always, Justin Moorhead.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you doing?
How are things?
We're doing good.
Good, man. Good, man. Anything new with you?
No, I had I thought I had coronavirus yesterday.
Turned out to be false.
It was false. I just had a headache.
Uh,
Got in my head a little bit about it. Not gonna lie.
You might have had it.
I probably have it. I'm just gonna be honest. I have it. I don't have it. I haven't been tested. I don't intend to get tested, but I might have it.
You might.
Hey!
You're the first time we actually brought up actual coronavirus on this show. We tried to stay away from all things mainstream, folks, and it just crept right in. Remember the last time we called it the Katona or the Barona or something? I don't know.
The COVID.
The COVID.
The COVID got me almost.
The COVID. Yeah. Well, hey, so we're super excited to be with you tonight because today we're launching another episode of our
Top 5.
The Top 5.
Top 5.
What's our Top 5 today, Jay?
This week, the Top 5 is Top 5 live albums. It's a big one. It's a big one. Top 5 albums will be a really big one in the future. But I thought, man, kind of at the front end of us doing this thing, it'd be really good to get into the live album discussion.
Yeah, I agree. And if you'll notice, our decor reflects what we're doing today, right?
Got a lot of live albums up here.
We got the Four Tops live, Frampton Comes Alive, Mad Dogs and Englishmen. What is this one?
Fillmore? At Fillmore?
Is that a...
That's not it. Actually, I think it's a studio album.
Live at the Fillmore?
Live at the Fillmore. It's not good.
No. Grand Funk live. We got Aerosmith bootleg. We got Johnny Winter and live. Mercy.
Yeah!
Also, I'd like to point out the little green bald man that's up in here today.
That's right.
Yeah, it's crafted by my own hands back when I was a young lad. Just
right.
a wee lad.
Just a wee lad.
In the high school days. That's
made
right.
Made it out of goat skin.
It is.
Really good. It's the real stuff. Yeah.
Well, you know, as always, to bring in a little extra pizzazz to the show, we thought maybe let's bring in a special guest to help us. Some of these top 5s are going to be so dense, you know, with like so concentrated, if you will, that it's a little too unfair for us just to list 5 each. So we thought maybe we'll bring in a ringer, the number 3. So listen, without further ado, a good buddy of mine, a local bass legend, and just an all-around swell individual. Please put your hands together and welcome Kroy Presley! Great to see you. Good to have you. Welcome to the show, pal. Welcome to the show.
That's right. Say hello to the people, huh?
So let's make sure, are we, is this your first time on the Caleb Davis Show? I know we've been in circulation now for quite some time.
A bit.
So
this is my first appearance. Yes.
And so you said you had never heard of us before.
Never heard of you guys.
Of the show.
I know you guys were local legends, but you know I don't
that's
heard of this
fact.
show.
You can state that again.
Truest thing has been said on this camera all day.
Fact, Jack. Local legends. And we're not even going to tell you where we're local legends at. It's just
Cracker Barrel.
like Donkey Kong, brethren.
Yeah.
Like Donkey Kong. Kroy,
Okay.
are you aware that today we're conducting our top 5 and you have prepared your top 5 live albums? Is that correct?
I've done my homework, man. I'm excited.
Excellent.
That's
Excellent.
great.
And this
Excellent.
was, I have to say, this was very tough. Live is different than studio because it has to be organic and magical. Those are the top 2 for me because it can. Yeah.
That boy's money on camera. That boy is money on camera.
He came off the cup with that, man.
Yeah,
Woo!
man, it's got to be real.
Honey,
man.
honey
Like,
off the tongue. That's good.
Oh.
So special.
Okay. All right. So here's how we're going to do this thing, Kroy. We're going to run from 5
To 1.
all the way to 1. So we're going to go in order, and these need to reflect your order. So don't just go like like what's your number 1 favorite is the last one. Yeah, we'll save it for the end.
Gotcha.
All right. Kroy, would you like to do the honors of getting us started there, young man?
Number 5. Coming in at number 5, Jaco Pastorius.
Debut?
I'm a bass player, by the way. You guys know. It's the birthday concert.
Oh, okay.
Released December 1st, 1981. That was 1 year before I was born. I'm showing my age here. Favorite track? Soul intro into The chicken.
And you can't sleep on that soul intro.
No.
That
soul
thing
intro is
that
nasty.
is
I mean,
tough,
you've got
man.
it's a 21-piece big band.
Those horns are blaring.
Yeah,
dude.
as soon as you hit play, you're like, "Whoa, all right, this is gonna
you're in
be
it,
kicking,
man."
man!" And
Oh,
then he
yeah.
comes in with chicken and the bass line. Dude, Jocko was just a beast, man.
Yep.
And the true story. Okay, so this is my number 5. I got a chance to meet.
I forgot to tell you, the
what's
table
that?
is not super sturdy. So
You know, it's
might,
probably good that you told me that because I talk a lot with my hands,
Yeah.
and I probably would have.
Yeah,
I want to just, yeah,
it'll be good.
use them in the air. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You
I
got
just
to
didn't
meet.
want.
Who'd you meet?
I just
You got to meet.
So the chicken was written by Alfred Ellis, aka Pee Wee Ellis, who I met in 2002.
Oh, tell them this story. You know this story?
I don't know.
So
I know this story. This
So
is
I
great.
was I studied Pro Tools, and I left studying at Stankonia Studios in Atlanta, Georgia, and I got a job working as an intern at Reflection Studios here in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the sessions that I worked on was James Brown's last album. It was never released. Okay, there were all these tracks recorded. Never got to meet James Brown, but I got to meet Marcio. I got to meet Fred Wesley. I got to meet Pee Wee Ellis. Mousy was the drummer for James Brown at the time, but never met James Brown. Met his manager Bobby. Heard lots of stories about Elvis Presley, stories about, of course, Jocko, and that's the one I'm about to tell.
Yeah.
But this is good for you guys out there. If you're musicians and you like music, know who wrote the song.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just because somebody who you like for me, liking Jaco Pastorius, and he played this tune, he popularized this tune.
Yeah.
But Jaco didn't write this.
Yeah.
This was written by Pee Wee, Alfred Ellis, who was a band director for James Brown. So I'm giving him a ride from Reflection Sound Studio to a hotel behind, at the time, Mars Music. You guys remember Mars?
I remember Mars.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
Good
Pee
old
Wee,
days.
he's riding
Mars, rest in
shotgun,
peace.
and I had this album in my CD player, and then the solo intro comes on, and he was like, "Who is this?" And I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "This is Jaco Pastorius," and Pee Wee looks at me and he's like, "Oh yeah, he's a good friend of mine." And I had to do like this double take. I'm like,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
no, wait, no, man. Like, and I didn't even, I had no idea the connection. I was like,
It's a different
And
Jocko.
he
You don't know what I'm
yeah.
talking about.
and he literally says, yeah, he popularized a tune that I wrote. And I was like, which one? And it was like, The Chicken. And then like that was the solo intro into The Chicken.
Oh,
and I was
man.
like, I almost wrecked the car. I almost
I
killed a
would've lost my
legend.
mind, yeah.
And like, this guy's riding shotgun. And I didn't know that he wrote that tune. So, you know, words of wisdom to you guys. Know who wrote the tunes
Yeah.
that you really like and the ones that you really like to play. But yeah, that's a true story. And I was amazed to meet Pee Wee Ellis. And that's
a great story.
why
Very-
it's got to be in my top 5.
Very nice.
But it's a good album, man. There's like, I think there's like 10 tracks on there. It's a 21-piece big band. Jocko's playing his fretless. 1981, man. He was in it. He was killing it, man.
Yeah.
Everything about that album is just great.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Good work.
I'm gonna come in at number 5. These were all difficult. I'm coming in at number 5 with Alice in Chains Unplugged.
All right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a strange one, and I get that. I mean, it's not a strange one, but it's. I have 6 on my list, and I just now made the choice which one to put at number 5.
Just now,
So,
huh?
yeah, Alice in Chains Unplugged. I feel like it was the grand finale for one of the greatest dark heavy bands. The darkest, heaviest band of the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
My era's Black Sabbath. There was lots of myths around Lane Staley at the time, whether or not he had all of his teeth, whether or not
Yeah.
he wore the glove because his fingers had come off, you know,
Yeah.
like because his drug problem was so bad. But brother, when they turned those mics on and they pushed play, it was on like Donkey Kong. And what's really wild is if you go back and watch the actual concert, they cut it out of the album some, but if you watch it, you can see it on their faces. Like they knew they were like in a stride, big time. And oddly enough, Alice in Chains has a significant amount of acoustic music anyways. The whole
Right.
Jar of Flies record is
Yeah.
pretty much acoustic. But even their really heavier stuff was phenomenal. It was just perfect for acoustic guitar. When I would have to say, you know, peaking on that was Down in a Hole.
Down in the hole, yeah.
You know,
Translated really well.
unbelievable. That's what I'm saying. Their whole catalog translated to that really low key, environment super well. And Lane's voice was peaking. I mean, it was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Take it away, Jay. Number 5.
Number 5 for me, this was live albums. This was tough. So this is particularly tough for me in this sense. I'm a big jam band guy. I love the Grateful Dead and all of the bands that are going to come in that vein that are known for their live music. But it's all like, to think of a live album that you're going to put in a top 5 is different than like, oh, they played Hampton in 77. They did this. It's not just dates and set lists, which is really what you can get hung up on in that thing. But I did need to reflect my appreciation for that genre, if I want to call it that. So my number 5 is Light Fuse Getaway by Widespread Panic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Light Fuse Getaway. So there's a thing about Widespread Panic, because they are a jam band, but they're not as ambitious. There's something about them that it's almost like an alt country garage band that's got like a grunge vibe to them, but they still kind of stretch out these tunes. They've got a percussion player, a drummer, 2 guitars, bass player, keys. So I mean, it's a pretty big band. But it's that album in particular has got a lot of tremendous segues, and they play well. Michael Hauser is on that record. He was the original guitar player before he died of pancreatic cancer. And so it's just a really good, it's just a really good look at what they sounded like, I think, in their prime. That album was recorded in 97, released in 98. So it was off their 97 tour. It was released in 98. It's just a great live album. Really cool stuff they do. If you do go listen to it, there'll be stuff where in between songs, they'll be just like knocking on the percussion stuff and tambourines and like congos and bongos and stuff, but they'll blow a whistle. I just always thought this was cool. It'd be like just in the middle of all like the kind of the musical like segues to stuff, and it's just kind of nuts.
That was their call back to arms. Like,
Oh yeah, here we go. We're about
get back to it, boys.
It's an awesome album. Go check it out if you're not familiar with Widespread Panic. They're a really cool band.
Big fan of Panic.
Yeah, so that's my number 5.
All right. Kroy Presley.
We're down to number 4.
Down to number 4.
Number 4. Victor Wooten.
Whoa.
Live in America. It was released in 2001. And if you haven't heard this album, you got to listen to the first track, Hormones in the Headphones. Dude, this is a funky track. I mean, you just got to listen to it. If you haven't heard it, you got to listen to it. It's great. The lyrics are great. Of course, Victor's playing bass on it. He's killing it. He takes a solo on this track. Oh, it's amazing. Just got to check it out.
Excellent.
Absolutely, yeah.
Live
yeah.
in America.
Live in America. I'm not familiar. I'll have to check that one out.
I don't know it either.
Yeah.
It starts off. It was recorded in Boise, Idaho, and I didn't know this, but I think Victor was born in Boise, Idaho.
Really?
I just found that out doing the research for this.
I thought they were
I could be
Virginia guys.
wrong. Well, they grew up there, but I think his dad was military, so they moved around a lot, and I think he was born in Boise, Idaho. I could be wrong.
I played in Boise a few times.
I played there with you.
That's right, we did, didn't
Yeah.
we?
It's a fantastic place. I've never been. Don't go to Boise. It's
Listen, we hope to have lots and lots of Boise viewers.
Yes.
So-
If you're in Boise, bless you. We're glad you're here.
Okay.
Number 4.
All right, number 4. Oh man, I'm still deciding my list. Number 4 is going to be.
You gotta do it, man. You gotta do it.
Smoking at the Half Note.
Oh!
Wes Montgomery with the Wynton Kelly Trio, Smoking at the Half Note. If you want to hear one of the greatest, and we'll have to save this for probably another thing, and I don't want to give it away too much, but everybody has short-term memories nowadays, so
Sure.
it's fine.
Lay it out
One of
there.
the greatest guitar solos, for me, one of the all-time greats, If You Could Only See Me Now, from Smoking at the Half Note with Wes Montgomery. That dude is unparalleled in his just the way he just built that, and the feel of when he finally comes back around and that thing turns around again and Wes is it just plays the blues over this thing for just a minute. Oh, it makes the hair on my neck stand up. Smoking at the Half Note, Wes Montgomery with the Wynton Kelly Trio, my number 4 all-time favorite live record.
All right. That's good stuff. So let's see here. Let me get a look here. My number 4 is a concert that took place on December the 23rd, 2003. This is the Derek Trucks Band live at the Georgia Theater.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
It was released in 2004, and this album really is a great live record, and more than just Derek's playing on it. Derek's playing on it is great. I think this is when he was probably in his stride.
No doubt.
Playing. It's a similar era to when we were first seeing him and going to watch him at Visualite and stuff like that.
For $8.
For $8 or something. But that band was on, man. Kofi Burbridge, who has passed away now, is on that record, and Jan Rico Scott drumming, Todd Smalley on the bass. Mike Madison's vocals were awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is a great live record, and some notable things. And I think I've mentioned this in a prior episode already, but the guitar solo on Feel So Bad, really good. Derek builds the solo really well. And really, the first track is this kind of Latin type groove, Kamale. And this is my first memory of Derek Trucks in person, because that was the tune they opened up with when we saw him, is the first note that he plays on that. It's not even really like the solo, it's kind of like the intro. He kind of hits the melody right out of the gate. And it's just so smooth. It's the essence of his deal wrapped up in this one note. He just hits it real smooth, great tone, perfect pitch for slide playing. It's awesome. So check out Derek Trucks Band live at the Georgia Theater. It's my number 4.
Absolutely.
That's a good one.
Make a Joyful Noise.
Joyful Noise is on it. Volunteered Slavery.
That Volunteered Slavery was the best. I like that one better than the one they cut on the record. Remember they did?
Oh yeah, I didn't.
They
like
never
that
built the
much
one on the record up. It just stayed like kind of with this tambourine, like.
Yeah, Leaving Trunk was nasty on there too.
Yeah.
The Taj Mahal cover.
You're right, dude. That's the one.
That is a great
I
album.
slept on that one. That's a great one. All right, let's go to round 3 here, Kroy. What we got, brother?
Number 3, recorded August 15th, 1995, but was released October 28th, 1997. That would be Dave Matthews Band live at Red Rocks.
Oh,
nicely
one.
done.
Yeah, man. This recording, this live recording, it had all of my favorite Dave Matthews tunes.
Yeah.
And this goes back to that organic and magical. They played everything, pocket, everything was solid. Solos were great. Energy was there. That's why it's got to be on the list for me.
Is that the one that came out with Butch or the one that came out with Tim?
That was Tim was on that one.
Butch was on listener supported.
Listener supported had
Tim
Butch.
was on that. That's right.
And they actually they do a listener support. They do one track at the very end. I can't remember which one it was, but man, just phenomenal.
Oh, Proudest Monkey.
Yeah.
From that is a great
Drive in,
Drive
drive
out.
out.
Oh, man,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness, man.
They
Brought
did
it
it
back
slow.
there.
You remember how slow they did it on that record? So if you listen to Crash,
Yeah,
it's like on that it's like so
And that's what it is. I'm not talking about that organic.
Yeah.
It's like when you listen to the live and then playing it that way, then you go back and listen to the studio version. It just doesn't do anything.
Oh
for me.
man,
It's
yeah.
like,
something to point out about that particular record in that time. They were still clawing. You know?
Oh yeah. They hadn't arrived.
They were not in a legendary unit at that point. This was mid '90s.
Oh, yeah,
They had
man.
only been out on the scene for a couple of years. They were still scratching and
what would
clawing.
you say? They had a video for.
Oh,
What
yeah.
would you say? And that put them on the map.
Yeah.
And then that
And
was
this
like
is in the
91,
midst of
92.
like, this is like Pearl Jam era, 95. And you've got a band of like pretty relatively clean tone-wise, all instruments. You got a saxophone, a violin, some real percussive, weird acoustic guitar player, and some crazy, flashy drummer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
a
man.
random assortment of players.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3 for me is it may catch you off guard, but when you in particular when you think about it, you'll go, oh, of course. Amazing Grace, Aretha Franklin. I mean,
Yeah.
man.
Sweet Moses. All right,
Oh yeah.
so y'all, I don't even know what to say about it. I just know that God will take care of you. I mean, it's some of the best. I would rather hear that vocally than probably just about anything I can think of.
Precious Memories on there.
Precious Memories, the
Yes.
one from night 1.
Is off the chain, dude.
When she said, my man James Cleveland comes in, he says, sad hour, when I get a little lonely. You know we all get a little lonely sometime. Boy, listen, let me tell you something.
They throw down.
Freaking
dude.
Cornell Dupree on the guitar. Bernard
yeah.
Purdy on the drums. Was that Billy Preston on the organ?
Billy Preston organ. That's the same band. If you check out Aretha's got a live album live at the Fillmore West, and it's a very similar era to King Curtis's famous Fillmore West album. They shared a band.
Yeah.
Cornell Dupree, Bernard Purdy.
I'm gonna write this down.
Billy
I
Preston.
need to do some homework.
I'm gonna tell you something.
What was the name of it?
Amazing Grace.
Amazing
is the name of the
Grace.
album. Now,
Yeah.
here's another thing. So I was doing just a little back research on this. They recorded this, obviously made the record, but they also they made a video of it. But there was a thing lost. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
So it was lost. They did this in 1971 or 72, I think. And something happened because they didn't use a snap track right at the very beginning. And this was before we had the age of like Premiere and all that, where you could just synchronize and everything snap to. So it was all lost.
You're talking about the video.
The actual concert footage of this particular live album.
So they had the audio, but they didn't have.
Yeah, they didn't have the video. They lost it. Well, they kept it, but it was for nothing. It was good for nothing. Well, now people have got the technology where they can take the old tape and actually like make it do what it's supposed to do and line it up with the audio right. So they've released this as a concert footage.
I saw it on. Is it on Netflix or something?
Well, if it is, we're watching it right after this because I haven't seen it yet.
Oh man, no, I've seen it, or it might be on like Hulu or Amazon Prime or something. I've watched.
All
it.
I know is you never.
Mick Jagger's.
That's what I was gonna say. Mick Jagger's sitting in the like on the front row, and you'd have never known that because it wasn't in It wasn't on the record. So for the last 40 years, no one's known, or almost 50 years now, no one's known that Mick Jagger was sitting right there on the front row when they're going to straight church on everything. So at the end of God will take care of you. All those who know He'll take care of you, let me hear you say yeah. And everybody, oh, here it comes, I can feel it. All those who will be part of the sanctified church. Anybody know about the sanctified? Next thing you know, holy moly, they start and it's just like you can tell it's literally just on like Donkey Kong.
Oh man,
they are having church and it is real, and that is one of the best bands money can buy.
Oh, great band.
All right, go ahead, Jay. Number 3.
Number 3 for me. Let me get it pulled up here so I can get all my dates and stuff right. All right, number 3, recorded over 2 nights, March 27 and 28 of 1970. Joe Cocker's Mad Dog and the Englishman.
When you said recorded over 2 nights, there were 3 bands. It could have been Grateful Dead, Fish, or Joe Cocker.
So this is an awesome band as well, and probably my favorite singer, which may be
Leon Russell.
Yeah, Leon too. I mean, no, truly, Leon's up there.
Leon, killer.
But Joe Cocker, Leon Russell, Chris Staten, Bobby Keys on saxophone. An incredible band.
What's her name? Singing.
Mercy. What is her name?
Long ago.
Yeah. Superstars. Don't you remember you told me you love me? What's that? I can't remember.
She was a huge singer.
Yeah, huge singer. She's on there. They have like a whole choir. It's great. Anyway, this band, we were talking about this a little bit before we started. This was such a thrown together. Yes, thank you very much. Go check that out, folks. This was very much a thrown together thing. I believe the story is that there was a concert or a tour that was scheduled. Rita Coolidge. Thank you. There was a tour that was scheduled that got canceled. Leon said, give it to me. Throw me the ball. He was the band leader for this group and put together rehearsals. I think I actually went in and scheduled the tour, reached out to the venues, and they hit the road. And dude, they absolutely light it up. This is a high energy, loose. I mean, absolutely loose. They do incredible stuff.
So I was confused with this particular. Is this the one that took them to Woodstock?
No,
because this was different.
That was the Grease Band. Was Woodstock?
The Grease Band was at Woodstock. This was a totally different deal. They were covering.
This was after that.
Ray Charles tunes. They were covering. All Beatles came through the bathroom window. The Letters on here. It's awesome. Space Captain.
What's the highlight?
Space Captain, probably.
The 3 rounds.
Oh yeah, man.
3 rounds.
Oh, Delta Lady.
Oh yeah.
Dum.
Joe gets that look to him. He's over there taking a sip, and he starts late. He goes,
Oh, here we go. We're going back in.
And Joe, on the video,
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
he just kind of slowly walks back up, and you're like, oh, he's going to do something. He goes,
Wildman!
it's just like his
Starts
throat
screaming.
just pours out, and you're like, oh, there was nothing to that. He just...
A very similar vibe to this Aretha thing. I mean, it's just energy.
You're
Picking
right.
Back up.
You're right.
It's
Very
a
raw.
whole thing, real raw. It's
Killer.
a great album. Mad Dogs and Englishmen.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Go get it and listen to it. It's awesome.
Killer. All right. Hey, you know what? Why don't we, Kroy, you want to play
Interlude?
something? Have a little interlude?
Interlude?
Play something for the folks? You want to just
Yeah,
give
Play
us
some music for the folks at home.
Do you have a bass?
There's
Kroy-
a bass right
Kroy
there.
Oh,
brought
there's a
his-
bass. There's
I didn't know you like Federas.
I love Fidel.
He brought his ukulele, folks. He's got a banjo with him. He's going to play. It's going to be great.
Hey, play us a song, Mr. Kroy.
All right, let's see. Which one we're gonna do? Which one should I do?
I want you to play something by yourself.
All right.
Just, yeah, whatever you want.
We'll jam with you a little later. We're just gonna sit by and be fans for a moment.
Yeah, we're just going to enjoy
Let me scoot over and let you
listening
get
to
back
this,
here in the old.
this fine brethren play a tune.
Here, scoot on over here. Let's get you in the camera shot.
Okay.
Feel free to crank up the volume.
Well,
There it
do
is.
you have plenty of room?
I think I do.
Yeah.
I'm on camera. Hopefully. I guess we'll find out later.
Can't miss this deal.
All right, Kroy, what you got for us, brother? You ready?
Ready?
All right.
Man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. There it is. That's the one right there.
Oh! Oh!
Ladies
and gentlemen.
If you ain't got no pocket by Mr. Victor Lamont Luke.
Oh! Mercy sight.
Oh,
Mercy.
that's right.
You can't hold no.
I didn't even know he was bringing the cello today.
You can't hold. Oh man.
That's good.
That is good stuff, Kroy.
Ah,
Good
thank you.
stuff.
Thank you. Such a fun tune to play.
Excellent. Excellent.
Absolutely.
What a great song.
Yeah.
You know
What a
what?
great
That is
composer, great guy.
wonderful segue into our number two.
Number two.
Into our number two. Okay, I just
You
want
ever
to
seen
make sure.
Between Two Ferns?
Yeah, oh yeah. This is like Between
This
Two
is like-
Ferns and
this-
Wayne's
This
World.
is like between 20 keyboards.
That's right.
That's a fact.
The one with
good.
Brad Pitt is the best, by the way. All right, number two.
Make sure I
two.
leave that in there.
Please.
Number
My
two.
face up
Number
close.
two. All right, number two for me, released in 1996. Gotta give it up for Bela Fleck and the Flecktones Live art.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
not Live at the Quick. I thought he was going to go with Live at the Quick.
Live art, man.
Live at the Quick would have been good. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Live Art has Stomping Grounds, which was one of my favorite Flecktones tunes, and Sinister Minister, which is my second favorite Flecktones.
And it has...
What's the new... Is it New Earth something? Future Earth?
That's on the Live at the Quick. But this one, that one has the Sunset...
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah,
God,
that's a good album.
It's on there. We'll pull it up. I can't remember. Something Sunset.
I can't remember the name of it either. When I was
They
looking
have Flight of the Cosmic Hippo, which
yeah.
Victor's playing that that low B. It almost sounds like he's tuned it down even lower, man. It's just like whoa. It's like this big fat round note.
Is that a 5-string he's playing?
It's 5 well, I think it's a 6-string. Custom built 6-string.
What's the one that we used to watch the video?
Live at the Quick.
Live at the Quick.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you what though, when I
Sunset Road.
when I was thinking about my top 5, I was like perusing my CDs and I stopped at the Flecktones and was like,
The Flecktones are tough.
because that is a good.
Rodeo, remember we used to.
Yep.
We did a version of that.
I remember y'all doing that.
We were
Yeah.
so inspired by watching or listening to those guys play that thing live. I was like, that is so cool.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That is
That is
killer.
good
I want to
stuff.
see if I got a recording of us doing that.
That's killer.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, number 2, that's a good one, Kroy. That's a really good
Really
one.
good one.
For me, number 2 is gonna be James Brown Live at the Apollo.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I was thought about
yeah.
putting this one on there too. This is dude, good choice.
This is good. Yeah, that is good.
All right.
Good choice.
Live at the Apollo is it defines what it means to not let a crowd breathe.
Oh, yeah. Is this not the early Live at the Apollo? Or the early one?
The official Live at the Apollo, yeah.
Okay.
They did a re-release which was like a partial of it, I think, or something like
When
that.
he's young, though. Try me and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Try me. But then they go, and I mean, it's like...
Yeah.
But what happens, they never, ever let you stop. At least I don't know how the actual concert went. That could have been the way they edited the show, but it just seemed like it was just one steady stream of just...
Oh, yeah.
And then they go straight to the next one. It was just like nobody could breathe. And what's wild is, because I've never seen any footage from that show,
Yeah.
you can listen to the crowd
Screaming.
and you know when that Joker is on that stage just cutting it down. Because
Yeah.
he's not singing and that crowd's going bananas. And you know they're not going bananas over Bird or over... they're going bananas over that dude mashing those potatoes. And he's squishing those potatoes up all over the stage.
Yeah, he is.
That right there got to be... Oh, man, that was hard not to be number 1, actually. But that's
Yeah.
James Brown Live at the Apollo.
All right.
Yeah. Good one, man.
Okay, doke. So my number 2 spot is it was recorded. The concert was November 18th, 1993. Nirvana Unplugged in New York.
Ooh.
Number 2. It was released in 94. It was a posthumous release for Cobain. That concert was recorded in November. It's 5 months before he took his life. So there's just kind of like the Alice in Chains. Like there's just something going on. You listen to that album and there are certain songs that if you listen to any of their other studio work, heavy tunes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That it almost seems like that was the way they were meant to be played. Like
Yep.
that's how convincing they were with cellos and with Dave Grohl playing with the hot rods and Cobain playing that Martin flipped upside down. I mean it was just a really cool concert. Highlight from that concert is the
Lead Belly.
Oh yeah, the Lead Belly tune. Absolutely. Hands down Lead Belly tune. And Lake of Fire is good. I mean, it's just a really good album. And so I think that there's a lot for me. I was a big Nirvana fan, and the fact that was recorded right before he died and then released afterwards, just a special, what was your 2? Organic and Magical?
That's it, man.
It was definitely the
Comes
case.
alive, it's got to have those too, man.
Absolutely. So Nirvana, Unplugged in New York.
That whole series, MTV Unplugged series, they caught lightning in a bottle like several times.
Several times.
And I'm not really sure why that ended, because there are so many things like The Stone Temple Pilots one was phenomenal.
Yeah.
10,000 Maniacs.
The Eric Clapton one was phenomenal.
No.
I mean,
Clapton did one,
the
yeah.
Clapton one was one of the most famous things Clapton did.
Because the Layla and the
Yeah. Yeah, it was they were phenomenal. That's a good one. That's a good one. That guitar that he played on that just sold, and I think
I read this.
I think I read that it broke David. So David Gilmour's Blackstrat sold earlier in the year, and for like 4-point-something million, became the most expensive guitar ever. And I do believe that Kirk's acoustic from that night just sold for like $6
million.
Yeah.
6, yeah, something.
Which would make that the most expensive guitar in the world.
Wow.
That's his trip.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
No.
Absolutely. It's a great album.
All right, so listen, we need to all loosen
I wonder
up.
if we'll have the same one.
I think here's the deal. If Kroy, I have a feeling we all have the same one. I don't know. Let's see. We'll find out. Let's find out. Kroy, the number one. Are you ready to take the plunge, sir?
I am. Number one for me. I got to go back to Jaco Pastorius.
Oh.
Live in New York City. Now, there were 4 volumes, but you got to listen to volume number 2. They opened up the set with Wipeout, their version of Teen Town. On all four volumes, they did a version of Teen Town. This particular one, on volume number 2, was amazing. They transitioned between 3 or 4 different songs there. Melodies you'll pick up on. And then it also has a cover of Dear Prudence.
Oh, really?
And it's like this reggae funk. Oh man, you gotta listen to it. It's amazing.
Who was his band for that?
The band was a guitar player named Herman Bullock on guitar. Jaco was playing bass, and Kenwood Denard was playing drums.
Okay.
And I think Peter Erskine, either he produced it or he played on a couple of those other volumes. But it was almost as similar to listen to. Did you guys ever go to the Double Door here in Charlotte?
Yeah.
And listen to the blues nights, the jazz nights.
We used to play at it.
You used to play, that's right, with Bill Hanna. All right,
Yeah.
and you would get those CDs and you would listen to them. Like that was what this was like for me listening to Jaco's live in New York City. Man, it was just amazing. It was incredible. Everything was just like a spur of the moment. They were grooving. Everything was gelling. The bass lines that Jaco's were playing would just blew me away. I remember analyzing certain fills he played and in certain ways he transitioned from different tunes, and I just wanted to capture those because they were just so good, man.
I gotta ask you this real quick. As a Jaco dude, are you familiar with an album he did with a trombone player called like Trilog or something like that? It's weird. It's him, a trombone player, and a drummer. I'm pretty sure. It's a random live thing that I bought just because it was cheap one time. I haven't listened to it in forever. But I've got to get that.
Get it to me. I want to hear this.
It's weird. It's weird, but it's cool, man.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to check it out.
Kenwood Denard, the drummer, he was a professor at my school, and I would go by, and I was in the guitar department, so I had no business being over in the drum department anyways. But the drum department at the time at Berkeley was like Rod Morgenstein was in the drum department, Kenwood Denard. They just had these like famous people. We're over there all the time. So I was spending a lot of I didn't have much free time, but I spent a few minutes of my free time just going down there and like knocking on their door during office hours and being like, "Hi, Mr. Denard, how are you?" No, I don't need anything. And I'm not even a drummer in this. I just wanted to say hello, and big fan. Big fan. Listen,
we've all done it. We're like, hi.
I walked into Rod Morgenstein's office because I was recording a Blood-Sucking Leeches, a Dixie Dregs tune, and I had a band put together, but I had a phenomenal drummer play with me on that, a guy named Thomas Hartman. Thomas, if you're watching this, oh man, I went and asked Rod Morgenstein. I was like, "Hey Rod, man, I totally acted like this was nothing." I was like, it took me like 15 minutes to get the courage up to walk in there, but I walked in. I was like, "Hey Rod, so I'm recording one of your songs, and I didn't know if you would want to come down. It's just right down the hall here to Studio B, and just didn't know if you wanted to record with me on this. I promise you on everything I have." He goes, "Oh, dude, that would be phenomenal. What song is it?" And I said, "Well, we're doing Blood-Sucking Leeches." And he went, "Oh, yeah. which one is that? And I was like, you
Disappointing.
you don't remember your songs? You don't remember?
I know them all.
You don't remember?
You've forgotten them.
And I was like, so you did it on a record, but then you also did it on a live record. Like, this has been released by you a bunch of times. And he was like, oh, well, you know what? I would love to, but I'm going to be in Japan. And I went, well, I didn't even tell you when the session was going to be. Oh, no. So Rod Morgenstein was awesome, but he did not want to play with me.
Just like a biscuit in the wind, you
No,
know?
he was like, you are not even in this department. You're not one of my students. You're in the guitar department. I need you to leave and make room for the drummers, please.
Yeah.
So, all right. On to my number one. Do we have the same number one?
Is it?
Is it on this table?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just tackle it together then.
All right,
Ladies
cool.
and gentlemen, live
At
the
Fillmore.
by
The
Allman
Brothers.
Live at the Fillmore by the Allman Brothers. I mean, whatever. Whatever.
It's the best ever. Listen to me. Listen to me. No, don't laugh. It's not funny. Listen to me. Listen to me. This album right here. If you're talking about organic magic,
That's a freaking fact.
merciful
Freaking
heavens.
facts. Listen, folks. Look.
So who are these guys?
They are magicians. They're wizards.
So
They're kids. Frankly, they're children.
That's
How
a
old
fact.
were they? Like 20?
24, I think. And here's the thing.
So good.
These guys have a lot of live recordings out there.
Mhm.
International Pop Festival, Atlanta.
Ludlow Garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of live recordings. I assure you, the Allman Brothers were a phenomenal live band.
Mm-hmm.
However, they don't lay. I mean, it's nothing
Yeah.
compared to this. Like, it's nothing. Like, none of their live work is anything compared to this.
They were all, when you hear the expression
I'm just
firing on
gonna
all
hold it
cylinders.
this whole time.
Firing on all cylinders. Both guitar players, Dickie and Dwayne, playing awesome. Dickie plays incredible. MVP. Game ball goes
Dickie
to
Betts
Dickie
is
Betts.
MVP, hands down.
Absolutely goes nuts on this. But everything was feeling good. Barry was on top. The drummers were in sync. Greg's voice was on point. All the solos were firing. Hot Lana. Even these tunes that aren't like these Elizabeth Reed whipping posts stretching it out, but they were burning it down straight up. Okay, Caleb he'll do a good job talking about this. They played guitar like men. This is manly guitar playing. This is playing a guitar not like a little boy child.
You are not like a boy child.
And listen, I mean, really, like he's good. This is not John Mayer's breakfast cereal. Okay, this is straight up. This
Listen,
is some
we
real stuff.
we
folks.
like John Mayer okay too, by the way.
But when you listen to this,
He was my number one.
I know.
Listen,
where
this
the light
album-
is was so good.
this album I heard it when I was a kid, and I was a little kid. I was like probably 10, 11 years old, and we used to have a public radio station. It still is, actually. We had a public radio station around this area that they played a Blues After Hours is what it was called. And I heard for the first time the whipping post from Live at the Fillmore in its entirety. It was 23 and a half minutes long, and I sat there as a little kid and just couldn't move. And I like, what am I listening to? There's so much that's gone into trying to recreate this. So the Allman Brothers themselves, they toured with a whole slew of plexi, 100-watt plexis and 50-watt plexis.
Marshall amps.
Yeah, Marshalls. And the deal is Dwayne and Dickie played the same amps. So what they did was they would take 20 amps on the road.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter night to night who would play what because they played the same amp. So nobody knew which amp, which configuration of amps, which guitar plus this amp equaled this tone.
Tubes are this old, speakers are this worn in. I mean, there's so many variables.
The power may have been slightly lagging that night or something on their, powering up their gear. However, Seymour Duncan, I think, tried to recreate a PAF
pickup. Yeah.
Yeah, a Live at the Fillmore pickup to go on a guitar because the sound that these men were getting was unreal, and it was like it would just like violin hum.
Oh. One moment, best moment, with favorite moment on the record.
Oh, mercy. The breakdown in Whipping Post when it goes to that really slow section during Dickie's solo, and they just come out of it by going, dun, 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 and it's like if you just cut it on at that, if you drop the needle on the record at that point, you would have thought somebody stuck dynamite in their shoes and just lit it and just said, "Here it comes, boys," because it's the most high octane, electric, energetic sound, and it just that and Dickie's freaking solo,
man,
when he says,
"You don't love me," was that? Yeah. So, and you'll know this, and if you guys don't know this, this is worth seeking out on the album. Play All Night.
Oh, Play All Night, yeah.
So this moment on this record, I think, captures what's happening here. You got this band that is just firing, man, playing these extended solos. Everything is jiving. This crowd is engaged, man. They're on point. And in the middle of You Don't Love Me, right?
Yeah.
They're breaking it down, and Dwayne takes
one massive solo.
Oh, huge.
One massive solo.
Dwayne takes a big, long solo. Dickie takes a big, long solo. At some point in the middle of it, things had quieted down to a whisper, and you just hear this voice, "Play All Night!" And it's just perfect, man.
Yep.
Because they probably had played all night.
They set a record.
Yeah.
It was a 7.5 hour gig or something like that. They literally played. And here what I think this speaks to the fact that if you ever listen to kind of a lot of Allman Brothers records, you can hear Dwayne was the speaker.
Yeah.
I mean, Greg didn't speak to the crowd. He didn't say thank you. Dwayne was the guy that spoke. Every now and then Dickie would speak up.
Yeah.
But Dwayne would always speak, and it was like, Greg Allman, Dickie Betts, Johnny J. Johnson, Butch Trucks, and like Barry Oakley, and he'd introduce people just like that. When they end, so little known fact, and amongst Allman Brothers fans, it's not a little known fact, but Eat a Peach was taken from, a lot of the live stuff on Eat a Peach was actually taken from the Live at the Fillmore session.
Yeah.
So what you end up having is they knew what they did was so good, and they said, we can't limit this to one record.
Yeah.
So what they did was they put this out on the next record,
Eat a Peach.
and half of that record is Live at the Fillmore also
Part
because
two,
it was so good. And what you can find is they do this. They close Live at the Fillmore with this amazing 23-minute whipping post. Now that wasn't the end of the actual show. That was just the end of the record. The actual show ended as soon as that song ended. Butch gets on that tempo and he says, doom, 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 and they go into Mountain Jam for 33 and a half minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And they play this 33 and a half minute long Mountain Jam, and that's the actual end of the show.
Yeah.
And when they end, when they end, you can hear in Dwayne's voice that, first of all, this crowd is going ballistic.
Bananas.
I mean, they're going absolutely ballistic. They've just seen, and you would think, it's been 1 hour and we've heard 2 songs, and you would think people would be like, no, you don't ever get tired at any point, even during the 7-minute drum solo. You just don't get tired during this record. So when they have gone from Whipping Post to Mountain Jam, and they end, Dwayne Allman gets on this microphone, and you can hear it in his voice. It is not the same cool, calm, and collected Dwayne. He knows. He's like, Johnny J. Johnson! Greg Allman! What? Like, he's high. Like, he's like, woo, baby! And that's the way I feel, too. When they when they finally end Mountain Jam, it's just kind of like, you need to just...
I mean, it's incredible. It is an experience, man.
It really is.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. And I would recommend actually listening to the original album, not the anniversary or deluxe release with all the tracks. Just
listen to the one that's got 7 tracks.
Yeah.
7 tracks, the first one, and do it with Eat a Peach. I mean, it's not the same album. It's not on our list, Eat a Peach, but it really is a big chunk of Eat a Peach. That album is
it's over half of it.
It's Fillmore Part 2. So I mean, it's worth just taking it all in, and it was the epitome of organic and magical.
Eat a Peach is 2 vinyls.
Yeah.
It's a double vinyl. One whole side of a vinyl side 2, the B side of record 1 was Mountain Jam, the whole side. Side A of disc 2 was also all Mountain Jam.
Yeah.
They took up 2 whole sides of a record.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. They just faded it out during the drum solo and brought it back in during the bass solo, and you just sit there and go, it's just as good.
Oh,
I
man,
mean, like,
yeah.
I don't even care. Let's listen to it again. And the 3 of us, have actually put together that album to perform it live.
Learned all that material.
And
plug it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I would plug it, but there's no foreseeable date. We didn't actually get to play the show because
COVID.
oh, that's the thing. It was. I couldn't remember. COVID. Yeah.
COVID.
What was the first one? The first one was
rain.
We got rained out.
We got rained out.
Yeah. We're on round 3 of trying to do
We're
this
gonna
show.
do
We're
this
gonna
show.
do the show.
Yeah.
All the
Straight
work.
up. Oh,
And now that I know this information, we're definitely gonna.
Even if we go live from my basement,
We're doing
we're
it.
gonna do this show. But yeah, I played the organ the whole time. Justin and another Davey Rode, who was a special guest on here, they played the guitar.
Yeah.
We had 2 of the best drummers in the whole city.
Absolutely.
Jim Brock, and Donnie
Jim
Marshall.
Brock and Donnie Marshall, both legends in their own right. Kroy was on bass. We just had
Quite a band.
dynamite group.
Quite a band.
Don't talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Hey, boys, what do you say? Let's pick one and go out. What do you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Play a
it.
tune.
Let's do a little picking here.
What
Let's
are we
see.
gonna do?
You need a cable? What do you
I
need?
got one down here. Kroy, you want to do one of the ones from your favorite?
Yeah,
album?
I'll tell you what. Let's do. Since it had such an impact on me, let's do the chicken.
The chicken.
You
it
guys
is.
now know the story. The Chicken by Pee Wee Ellis, popularized by Jaco Pastorius.
Pee-wee.
Pee Wee.
All right. You need to probably get that Gibson, that A string on tune. I just always know that it doesn't. I just kind of give with it a little bit. I always know to press it a little harder.
What a way to live, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, I've been doing it for years.
Hey, you
What's
might
that,
want
what's
to
that
get
right there on that? It's on that cable.
You might want to get that Gibson, that A string, that tune.
You might want to come over here a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're out. Take it on, man. Ready? Oh. Take one. Trade fours. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. All right, it's been a pleasure going over our top fives from Justin Moorhead.
Hello. Oh, goodbye. I don't know. Oh, gosh. I messed it all up.
Let's take one more time. From Justin Moorhead.
Bye.
What was in that coffee mug?
Coffee and water.
Coffee. Caleb Davis, myself. Special guest, Mr. Kroy Presley.
So happy to have you.
Thanks for hanging with us. Absolutely, man. Thanks for coming and hanging with us.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time when we do something else that we have no clue what it will be.
It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful.
Until
Can't wait to see
then,
it.
you
Wow.
stay classy. We'll see you next time.
St. Diego.
Hey y'all, thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. See you next time.